Marques is now the proud designer of a new product. We released some shoes with Adams the other day, and I have a couple questions for him because he's usually the reviewer, and now he's the reviewee. I guess you're in the hot seat now, pretty much.
Sure.
So, like, can we really quickly go through like how all of this came to? Because I don't think people who watched our videos yet know exactly how it started, or even like how long this has been going on for.
I can tell the abbreviated.
Yeah. Do you remember how you first got in contact with them?
I do. 2020, I bought an Adams mask. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing I ever interacted with Adams at the very beginning. And it was great. It was super comfortable. That became like the default for me. Wore it everywhere. Loved it. Got a couple more. Put one in my car. Put one in my backpack. So I loved Adams already. I didn't really think too much about the shoes because I already had shoes that I liked and I didn't get any new shoes. But then Alexis Ohanian connected us again, said, hey, like Adams, you guys make good stuff. Marques, you like Adams products. You guys should collaborate on a custom shoe. That was Alexis's idea at the beginning. Yeah.
For people that don't know, Alexis Ohanian is the founder of Reddit.
Yes.
And the husband to Serena Williams.
Yeah. And an all-around great dude.
And an investor in Adams.
And an investor in Adams, of course, and many other things.
That's where the connection.
And so he mentions this idea, and I'm like, that's a good idea. I tried some Adams shoes, and I liked them. They were comfortable. And then the question came up of like, well, what do you mean by custom? Because this opportunity has existed before. Putting my name on an almost finished product and just shipping it and calling it a day wasn't really that appealing to me. And got in touch with Adams, and they were basically like, we love this idea. Blank slate. What do you want to make? And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
What, like really from the beginning? Like a whole new shoe? And they were super down. And so that became like the sort of base point. This was back in 2020, where it was like, all right, let's just do, because I'm not a shoe designer. The way I use products is I know what I like and don't like about other shoes that I've, like any product. I like some certain things. I don't like certain other things. So my job was to put together all the things that I liked about some shoes, all the things that I didn't like about some shoes, and then we'll start to put that in one place, create designs, and just start fresh from there.
Yeah, I even
2 years ago.
I remember back then, the first meeting wasn't even fully like, okay, we're doing this right now. It was like they wanted to come in and they grilled you with questions for like 2 hours to make sure that this like seemed like an appropriate collaboration. And I really like respected that back then because it's so easy, like you said, to just say, hey, we are a company, you are influencer. Yeah. Please slap your name and let's make money.
Yeah,
it was very different.
The difference is most of the time that comes from the marketing department.
Sure.
And I think this time it came from product people. And when a product person talks to another product person and you can really appreciate a product together, that language is pretty, like it clicked pretty fast. So we both knew what we wanted to do, what we wanted to make, and what our priorities would be like from the beginning. And God, we must have like over 100 different design drawings and random possible versions of the shoe, colorways, materials, shapes, silhouettes, styles, all kinds of stuff that we went through.
I think actually when Adam and David first joined the team, one of the first things in Slack that got posted was this like PDF of like 50 different
which
shoe
designs
images.
do you like?
And it was just like they came in and immediately we're all like debating which ones we like the best. And there were some really, really sick ones.
I like 26, 54, and 59.
Exactly.
I like 9, 21, and 23.
And this was like our second week too, so I'm like, do I have input? Because those are kind of fire.
It was sick. And like everybody was picking different numbers too, because there were just a lot of different color combinations and styles and like highs and like mid and like different straps or laces and whatnot. And they're all really sick.
I've really learned that you can mess up a shoe. You can go really, really far in one direction and it will be a bad shoe. Because a product is a product is a bunch of different decisions that you make, and if you make a bunch of wrong decisions and flip the switch the wrong way a bunch of times, you can get a shoe that's just like has no support at all or is just bad.
Well, we had that one that came in and you're like, this is so sick. And then you wore it and like a couple steps, the like whole sides were like collapsing in on each other and making these giant creases out that looked like bird wings almost. And it was like, oh, this is not going to work at all. And complete redesign after that.
Yeah. So that was the beginning. We kind of went back and forth. I mean, I can describe it as basically the classic, like me saying what I want, getting a prototype, me going, I see, and then describing a bunch of changes that I want, and then going back and forth, getting a prototype, okay, here's how that looks. And then just going through that process a bunch of times. That's the basic skeleton of how it went. But it was like we had to make decisions to optimize for comfort. There were decisions to optimize for aesthetics, to optimize for cost, to optimize for everyday wear versus like this isn't going to be like a sports specific shoe, but it is a high top. And most high tops are a little more specific use if they're not like everyday wear. So there's a ton of decisions that go into something like this.
And even price, like the price is $189. And listen, no one thinks that's a cheap shoe. Like it is not a cheap shoe. It is a quality premium shoe. But if you look at Adam's other shoes, which are entirely different, they're a very similar price. I think they're like $160, $170. So to think of a shoe with materials they've never made before, high top, their other ones are lows, their other ones are basically one color, everything matches. These are leather or synthetic leather and all sorts of
material.
To make something like that, that's then only like $15 plus you want to throw like influencer tax on, if you want to call it that. Like, I think it's pretty impressive. And a lot of shoes are similarly priced. Again, I'm someone who buys shoes on sale. I spend $60 on shoes. It's expensive, but like, I don't think it's that wildly priced.
I think my main thing that sort of encapsulates all of it is I really want people to wear these because I've been wearing so many prototypes that had so many flaws. And now that we have the final version and I'm like wearing them like basically every day now, I'm like, man, when people get these, they're going to really appreciate them if they actually wear them. And so if you just like get them, look at them, or just look at a picture online, you're like, oh, that's not worth the price. But when you put them on, you're like, dang, these are really light, these are really comfortable, and these are like decent looking. And I kind of think they look sick, but that's just like because I designed them. So of course I think they look sick. Then you'll appreciate it more. So I think I hope people wear them, and I'm considering, not sure if I'm going to be able to do this, but I'm considering wearing them every single day for the next year and seeing how that goes. And I'll have the pair that was worn the most, with however many thousands of steps I take and however many miles I walk.
You're like that guy with the Model S, the first one to drive like 100,000 miles.
Yeah. I am the one most well suited to do this because I've already had mine for several days that are perfect, and we'll see how long I can wear them.
I'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
I want to see that. I want a picture every single
All
day.
the rest of my shoes will start to get lonely.
Pictures.
Yeah, but that makes it easy to pack because I don't have to wear. I'll probably wear other shoes for sports specific things. Obviously, I'm not going to golf in these, but like this is my mission. We'll see how it goes.
We did actually design them to fit perfectly in the Moonwalkers.
No, we did not.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
we did, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. David and I contacted Sidra and Lacoste separately to make sure that they fit perfectly on that.
I see. Yeah.
Very important fact.
I mean, they are soft. There's another random fact. I've had like a heel issue called plantar fasciitis for like 4 or 5 months.
I have that too.
I have it on my right foot, and so
Weaklings.
the help that I got from the podiatrist was like this insert to put in all of my shoes. So I've been taking the insert out and putting it in the new pair of shoes that I wear every day. I have a pair in my cleats, and every time I put a pair in my shoes, I take it out, put it in the shoes, and wear those shoes for the day. These are the only shoes that I don't have to put the inserts in because the heel is actually soft enough and cups and supports well enough and has arch support just enough with the heel toe drop that I don't wear them in these shoes, only these.
So if you go to a podiatrist, you can get a doctor's note.
Yeah.
And your insurance will cover the purchase of...
Yeah, your podiatrist will be like, just get these
251s.
super feet inserts or these 251s. What's it going to be? Because they're the same price. So it's up to you. No, I think they came out great. I'm really happy with
so the next thing I want to ask you, though, is now, for yesterday, it released. Today's Wednesday, we're recording. When this got released yesterday, Marques sat in front of his desk for the entire day. I think every single person in the office was like, dude, are you doing okay? Like, it was just like phone, computer, back and forth, answering, retweeting, like looking at, you watched probably every video that came out about it. Yeah.
Everyone.
How's it feel? How's it feel to be in the hot seat?
It's funny. I get it now. I get the stress of like, sometimes I'll get an email from a product manager who's like, you can tell they're stressing out about the videos that came out about their product. And to me, I'm just like, look, I'm making my video. Like, it's one video. Everyone's going to have thoughts about the thing. We'll probably agree on a lot of things. But now being on the other side, where like, I want to see what everyone thinks about every little thing. Yes, I got a lot of screen time yesterday between YouTube videos, and people did unboxings. People did reviews, kind of, and also just like showcasing them and just like checking them out, which is super cool. I got to hear basically what everyone thought about every single feature, about the laces, about the looks, about the bags that they got, which we might want to do more of, about the actual materials and the lightweight of the shoe. Super fun videos. I'll shout out a few because they were fun. Linus did a video.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Linus did a great video reviewing it, kind of poking fun at us, but as a sandal. He reviewed it as a sandal, which was hilarious. And he did his labs thing where he measures it and does some like vertical leap testing, blah, blah, blah. It was all obviously kind of like a extended April Fool's Day fun video.
Yeah.
But
it was really
super
long too.
It was great. I enjoyed it.
So well made. And to Linus's team's credit, which we all know they can make videos very quickly, like these shoes to influencers got out like last week. They have not had a lot of times with these. This got pushed to the edge and they made an incredible video.
It was a really good video.
It was awesome.
So that was super cool
Even
to
an
see.
intro. They redid
They
the intro.
redid
and
the
everything.
intro.
They did a Linus intro. How long were they sitting on that? Do you think they were like working on that as
That's
soon
a
as they
good
found out
point.
about
The
the project?
email.
There's
'Cause
no way you make that in a
Now
week.
Nothing made our intro, and so did Linus.
Yeah.
So there are 3 versions of the MKBHD
Like
intro now.
genuinely well.
We have to do a
animated.
waveform one.
And they all stole.
Redo the waveform one.
And they all
They were good.
stole Ellis's audio.
No, Linus didn't attempt the audio.
Yeah, he just took
He just
yours,
used
right?
the existing.
Oh, he did?
I'm
That's
pretty
what I'm
sure.
It had
Yeah.
the boing. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Anyways, Linus's video is great. I also do wonder if so the Adams team is clearly fashion people. I don't know if they understand our like tech memedom that's going on here. So I'm just like wondering them seeing Linus a 15 million subscriber page and then seeing that and being like, I don't know how to think about this.
When we were watching all of the videos, I think the really fun thing was that everyone that we sent it to did it like it was a regular video that they would normally make. And seeing everyone doing their style of video, but with this shoe was just really funny.
And like in a really fun way too. Zach had like fake legs in his short that he like pulled up.
Zach's video. I was nervous that Zach was going to take a knife to it, which was that would have been the second most extreme thing after Dave 2D painted an entire shoe from top to bottom in teal and white and then did an unboxing. He basically pranked me. He
pranked you.
He got me good.
I was behind the camera getting your reaction.
Yeah.
And like, I just assumed it was going to be pretty normal. Dave was like, oh my God. I was like, wow, Dave, thanks for hyping us up. That's a really intense. And then Marques is like, wait, what is that? And like, I got scared on the side. I was like, did something happen? Did we send them the wrong shoes? What's going on? And because I couldn't see it. He got you pretty good, but
He got me.
Dave had a great one. Becca's video was fantastic.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
the best part about hers, other than the transitions, was her just spinning the sneaker for like 20 seconds to make sure
As the
video
outro was exactly 2 minutes and
51
51
seconds.
seconds.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Also, shout out to the Jersey girl. I just am. I just
love
am.
that.
I just am.
Fair.
Yeah, lots of really good stuff. Well, I'm gonna link as many as I can in the show notes. Shout out to everybody who's just messaged me about them. Even if you didn't make anything, I got lots of useful feedback about them. It's been pretty crazy.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to them getting in everybody else's hands to see people that aren't friends reviewing them, checking them out, feedback, stuff like that. And
yeah.
I'm excited.
Should we talk about how they run slightly big?
Oh.
If people are going to order them from the podcast.
Worth mentioning. So there's a size chart on Atoms, but a lot of people don't click that. They just like order the normal size. If you are curious about sizing, they run a little big. Meaning, if you're typically a 10, for example, I would order a 9.5 in these. They're obviously stretchy laces, and you can go too small and be fine. I'd rather be too small, but I would take a half size off your normal size.
Especially if you're like between two, definitely pick the smaller one of the two. And when you do get them, laces being elastic. By the way, Adam's laces are like the best thing. I just found out you can order them by themselves. I'm probably going to order like 10 pairs just for all of my other shoes, but mine actually felt a little tight. A little long, but a little tight. But once you loosen it up with all the laces, they stick really well. And then being able to slip on a high top is wild.
Low key, this is probably the first ever slip-on high top because of the laces. Like there are other high tops, and you could loosen up your laces and then slip them on and then tie them. But these, you
That's
can
not slip-on.
actually.
If you have to tie it, it's not a slip on.
Right. This might be low key, if you want to call it a tech feature, the first ever slip-on high top. Just throwing it out there.
What about the Balenciagas, though?
Who's that?
There we go.
No, that's it.
Who? Who?
But yeah, I heard 251 2.0 is going to be replicating like a croc.
Who would have
Oh, sorry. Wakas and I have been talking about that on the side. Yeah.
Didn't realize you weren't privy to these conversations.
No, yeah, I love what we made, obviously, because obviously. But
love your
I
own
hate what we
kids.
made.
I'm excited, to get this in the hands of people. There's a billboard in Times Square right now of the shoes. Did
That's
you know that?
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. And that's also really cool because Brandon and Vin worked really hard on all those photos.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
really happy that they have a photo up. And
They're on
like
the
that's a bucket list kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's almost like the funny story. I know billboards don't convert sales because they're billboards.
Yeah.
And this is an online website.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't really work that way. But the billboard was live like a day before release.
Yeah.
And one person
Only one person noticed.
went to Times Square and went, wait a second, and tweeted a picture of the billboard at me the night before the shoes came out. And I was like, oh my God, it's out. Our embargo is broken. What is going on?
In the most epic way.
I know.
Yeah,
and
and
it's
we
just
are
a
suing
huge
them.
billboard. And literally it was totally fine. It's more of just like the pride of just like, because there's 10 million billboards in Times Square. You just kind of get that moment where you're like, all right, this feels pretty real. It's really physical, which is cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's out there.
Any ideas for what you'd want to do for version 2?
I mean, now that I've seen Dave paint them teal, I think you got to think about other colorways. That's like a pretty obvious evolution of 251. We got to start with the obvious red and black, but that feels like a pretty obvious.
There are some cool like blue and orange prototype like
We had a lot of
photos
colors.
we saw early that looked really sweet. One they colored it after like a McLaren that we had done a video on, and it looked sick.
Papaya.
I get why that's not MKBHD colors, but ooh, that looked
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of good looking prototypes that we didn't make. So that's out there. I'm glad all of the 2 years of work. This is the funny thing because we make a YouTube video and we have this idea in our head, and within 5 days it's out to the world, and it's really satisfying to get that immediate feedback. This one was like we had an idea 75 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we're finally getting it out this week, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's out there now.
All right. Thanks for watching this clip, Ellis's first clips outro. So we were thinking about what to do, and I decided to ask ChatGPT to write us a little script for this week's clips outro. I've just sent it to our 3 hosts. None of them have looked at it, and we're just going to do a cold read. So let's get into it.
Not going to change a thing. Okay. Hey there. Thanks for tuning into Waveform. We hope you enjoyed hearing from our trio of tech-savvy amigos, Marques Brownlee, Andrew Manganelli, and David Amell.
But wait, where did David go?
Oh, no.
Camera pans to reveal David frantically searching for his lost AirPods. Ah, there he is. David holds up his AirPods with a relieved look.
Anyway, if you liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and hit that like button. And if you didn't like it, well, we won't tell anyone. Thanks for watching, and we promise to bring you more laughs, insights, and lost AirPods in the next episode of Waveform.
So creatives, they're coming for your job. This is proof.
Those aren't AirPods.
These are not AirPods.